again. Oh, fancy seeing you here in a maths video of all places. We're going to look at using scientific notation if you have a worded question, which works the same way. This here is true. The highest note on a standard piano is a C in the 8th octave, depending on what piano you have. It happens to vibrate at 4.2 times 10 to the power of 3 vibrations per second. If you were to slow down the strings of a piano, you would see that the hammer hits the strings and the strings vibrate really, really, really fast. In fact, in the highest note, they vibrate this many times per second. So if it was vibrating that fast, how many times would it vibrate in a minute? Well, this is how many times it vibrates in 1 second. There are 60 seconds in a minute, so in a minute, it will do this 60 times. So just multiply it by 60. Now, if you have a calculator, you can just pop that in your calculator and you'll have your answer. That's easy, isn't it? If your calculator gives you something that's not in scientific notation and the question wants it in scientific notation, then you'll have to convert it in scientific notation. So if you got a number that said 25200 something, then you could convert that to scientific notation if the question asks for it. All right, we'll try one more. In a day, well, this is how many times it vibrates in a minute. So if we do 60 of them, sorry, before I move on, I forgot something very, very important. Very important. The unit. The unit seems really silly here because obviously we're measuring vibrations, but it is really, really important when you're measuring length or time or anything else where there are different units. In fact, NASA lost a Mars orbiter that just flew right past Mars because one department was using metric and another was using imperial. Whoops. There's a few $100 million that we'll never see again. So units are important. Okay, so this is how many times it vibrates in 1 minute. How many times would it vibrate in a day? Well, if I multiply it by 60, then that's how many times it vibrates in an hour, because if it does 60 minutes, it does an hour. And then I can multiply it by 24 to get the number of times that it vibrates in 1 day. If you pop that in your calculator, you will get something like this. And that is how many vibrations that this note here will do in a day. So this number is very large. It is 363 million, I think. Maybe check me on that. All right, to practice questions like this, try exercise 2C.2, question 3 and 4. Auf Wiedersehen.